All right. Hey, everybody, in their fiddle jamming land out there. Have you ever had an outstanding educator, a teacher that really made an imprint on your life? I've been so blessed to have a number of those in my musical upbringing and other upbringings, not just musical. But I wanted to talk about one of them today, and maybe I'll talk about the others another time. David Moore. David Moore was my high school jazz ensemble director. He was a trumpet player, a jazz guy, and ran this after-school evening program for our jazz ensemble, which I joined as a guitarist in 9th grade, and then later became a bass player, and later focused on my violin studies and the classical world and switching to jazz. That's a whole other story. But David Moore was a guy that was probably in his late 20s, early 30s when I was in high school. I was in high school in the mid-70s, 1970s. And so a guy that wasn't really that much older than us, really. Maybe about 10 or 12 years older than us. So one thing we noticed right away was that he was a cool guy. He was not real authoritative, like, this is the way it's going to be, this is the way you're going to play. And he was a little bit more like a friend. Not totally, because you have to be able to put your fist down if kids are just goofing around, that's cool. But he did some neat things, though, this guy. And I was going to give him a call to see, and I was thinking of him and thought, maybe I should interview him. And I found that he had passed away a couple years ago, sadly. But I want to do an homage to great educators that helped me, and maybe it can help you be a better educator and make you appreciate the ones you have, too. Dave Moore, like I said, was just a little bit older than us and did the jazz ensemble and had some pretty cool things going on there. It was a fun program. But then also, even though he's a trumpet player, was not the band director. We had a great band director at our high school already and a good, strong program. And they said, look, dude, if you want to stay working here, you got to do this job too. And they gave him the chorus, which really wasn't his thing. And he told us about it. I'm not thrilled, but they said if I want to keep working, I got to take that job too. So it was cool that he was kind of honest with us, what's going on in his life. So he made us feel like we were part of it for him and him part of us, which is a great sign of a good educator, I think. And he did some neat things in the chorus too, which I also sang in. So you got to do some jazzy numbers, some modern numbers, and challenged us in those ways. But here's one of the coolest things that Dave Moore did for us, besides being our friend, which after we were in high school, we were allowed to hang out with him and go to his house and his wife's house and socialize and call him by his first name and stuff. That was cool. But not when we were in high school, but only after high school. And he sold me my checker cab. He had a cool car and he sold it to me. I enjoyed that car. Big old-fashioned cab. One of my favorite cars I've ever had. But he did this thing for the jazz ensemble. In the 1970s, some of you may know that there was a resurgence in the big band orchestra, jazz ensemble orchestras. The ones that were popular, that got their start in the 1940s and 50s. Woody Herman, Stan Kenton, Maynard Ferguson, Buddy Rich, all these people were having a kind of a new bump up in their career. And he realized that's a lot of mouths to feed for a whole band, 4 or 5 saxophones, trombones, trumpets, and a rhythm section, and equipment, and a bus, and they didn't always make killer money, and they needed money. So he contacted the booking agent that booked a lot of tours for big bands, and we had all those big bands at one time or another come and play at our high school. Like, people go, "What? Yes, Count Basie played my high school. Yes, Stan Kenton played my high school. Yes, Woody Herman played my high school. Yes, Buddy Rich played my high school." Maynard Ferguson did not play my high school, but we went to a clinic that was nearby. So I got direct experience to all the 5 greatest big bands in the world in history right there at my own high school. And he would sell tickets. We'd all sell tickets. We might open the show, the jazz ensemble. And it was a great experience for us. We get to hang with these, really pros and famous people. And it was really something. People say, "What? Count Basie played your high school?" Yeah, actually, Count Basie came and played at my high school. Buddy Rich, yeah. What an astounding program to have, an environment to be around in Lancaster, New York. That's outside of Buffalo, New York. It was a great program, and I'm very proud to have been there, from there. And Dave Moore was a key for that for me. and for many other musicians that went through his programs, and many are still playing professionally today. Not all of them, of course, but many of us, and some are professors at music colleges and stuff. And I am totally blessed to have had this experience with a great educator, and I just wanted to do a shout out for him. If any of his family sees, my prayers and blessings go to you too. And hopefully we all can be standout educators in this world for somebody in the musical world or in any discipline, that we can be not only their mentors, but also their confidants, their friends, their encouragers, and the world can be a better place because of good educators like Dave Moore's place in it. All right? So give a hug to your educator if you got a good one, and make sure you show them their appreciation while you can and they're still here on this planet with us. That's my advice. And that's my story for today. Hope you enjoy.